So Love on the Path, Home, Daily Meditations on Living in Presence for December 19th. The violet light is the key to healing, for it is both transformative and transmutative. It is that transcendent light that frees what you have seen within your realm to become what is seen in higher realms of perfection. For those who can accept it in their worlds, an alchemy of fire emerges when the violet light is invoked that can instantly transform a planet. Wow. Can instantly transform a planet. When you understand and know through this action of mercy flame the love of God in your own being at the deepest core levels, you will see complete transmutation and transformation of yourself through your total acceptance of God where you are. You will allow God to displace what is not of God. It is a simple equation that through your acceptance of light, you may be fully light. So the I Am teachings that Saint Germain gave to Godfrey are so key. The affirmation, using the name of God in a shortened version, I am this or that virtue, is so powerful because every time you say I am, God is there in that statement, and God is highlighted in your heart, in your mind, in your will. Every time you say I am, God is highlighted. The energy of God, the transformative power of God, the heart-centeredness of God, the wisdom of God, all of that is highlighted right in the center of your being because that's where God is inside of you. And you have then the wherewithal, the ability, the potential mastery to then live in the integrity of that statement henceforth. Now, the power of repetition is that it builds that core reality. It's like the coils in a generator. You know how some of these generators have, copper wires and they're spun around a core, right? And the more of the coils you have, affirming and reaffirming through the I Am name of God, this higher reality inside of you. I am loving. I am virtuous. I am love. I am God's light. I am light. I am love. I am joy. All these things, the more you affirm and reaffirm, you're adding coils to that, and it becomes a more powerful generator, conductor of energy, divine energy. And so this is why we repeat our prayers. And in the Om Ram tradition, they repeat a formula. They call them formulas 3 times because it anchors it in our dimension. We just heard yesterday, you give it 7 times. It helps the golden crystal age of Aquarius to manifest when you give something 7 times. In the past, we've also talked about the 3 times 3. 9 times is powerful. Sometimes 36, sometimes 108, a Buddhist number. Sometimes 144. All of these are great. But the repetition can only be as powerful as the focus, the concentration, the energy of love you put into it, the visualization. So whatever the repetition, it's not just repeating it to repeat it. It's to activate it and energize it in your life with power, with the power, wisdom, and love of God. Now, why are the Masters sharing this? Because when we desire a holy family, when we desire a great relationship with another being and our family members, we have to work at it, and we have to visualize it, and we have to pray for it, and we have to accept it. And when we do that, then the divine energy is there to make it so. It's like when Jean-Luc Picard says, make it so, and then they take off on Starship Enterprise. There's a thrust, right? The Starship Enterprise has to have a thrust to begin movement, right? And so the generators, with the dilithium crystals and everything in that matrix are activated, and, someone presses the thing forward, and there they go. Well, that's thrust. That's divine energy. And so we all require this in order to make progress on our path and do things and accomplish things. And affirmations are formulas for the thrust to take hold and to begin. And then sometimes we shift into another gear, like semi trucks have how many gears? Anybody knows? Sometimes they have 16, 20 gears. And these guys are always shifting, and then they have to downshift when they get to a top of the hill and there's a long grade, and they have to downshift so they're not going too fast going downhill. Well, it's kind of the same with us if you think about it. You can't be going down toward hell in a fast fury pace. Otherwise, you're going to make less progress. So if you find yourself, when your biorhythms are low, a certain time of the month, hold back. Don't go headlong into some activity that you're timid about or you're not really focused on victoriously. But when the moon starts to wax, that's the time to thrust forth and to give it your all and to really just, at the new moon, it's a new cycle, that's when it starts to wax and that's when you give it your all. And then you can kind of coast when you get to the full moon, because then the moon's going to be waning and you may be waning a little bit. Hopefully you're not drained, but you may have to just pull back a little bit and not be so intense on things. It's really important to understand cycles, Lunello says, and the cycles of activity within our spirit, within our soul, within the cycles of the earth, the sun, the moon, are all important to understand. And it's a divine astrology that's tethered to divine psychology all at one time. And when you understand all of the interplay of forces and how things are dynamically manifesting, and you're very conscientious about being observing of all of the forces in the universe that are acting within you and around you, then you become the master of your life. When you very carefully can be articulate in how you deal with everything, you become a master at that point. When you have so associated with everything and everyone in a loving and Christ-like way that you will never misqualify energy, or if you do, you will immediately ask for forgiveness. You will be conscientious in your words and your actions and your speech and your thoughts. And the thoughts and the feelings are where the rub is, because if your thoughts and feelings are not pure and focused and whole, they will impact everything in your life. And we know these truths. We've seen it. We've observed people who have really negative speech patterns, who swear, who curse. They're going down. Every time they curse or swear, they lose part of their soul parts, Lunello says. They lose a portion of their soul essence when you curse or swear. Part of you goes out into the universe because you're not in alignment with divine law and divine love when you misqualify energy that way. So everybody who curses and swears, they're going to have to regain those soul parts through what? Through loving words, through affirmations of truth and joy and holiness. So if you've had in your lifetime a problem with saying words that are beautiful and pure and holy, you're going to have to learn the science of the spoken word and recall those untoward words and those non-virtuous words and phrases and ask for forgiveness and pledge to yourself and vow to yourself to just speak words that edify and that glorify God in the universe and in others and in yourself. So it's sometimes better to not say much than to just ramble on and just talk. And people that talk, I don't like to be around, because I can never get in a word edgewise anyway, but they're just spewing out energy that they're not even conscious of what they're doing. So hold back sometimes. Listen. Wait. Abide. Be humble and be in the mode of listening grace. And you'll find that you will receive all kinds of divine impressions that will help you to make progress on your path, rather than just conversing to talk. Lunello says a lot of initiates lose a lot of energy, and they have to regain those energies when they just are in the mode of talking. So let your speech be for a purpose. Let it be for edification of some virtuous thing or experience or remembrance Yet let's pledge in 2022 to talk a little bit less, and I have to do this myself because I'm usually the one talking a lot, and to allow others to share their truth and their understanding and their virtue. Can we all pledge to do this?
Yes.
Thank you so much.